Our first area is motivating students to learn. You've heard from our president of the school board. You've heard from Bob Harrison talk about the progress that we've made in our state scores and our APIs, the advancement that many of our schools are making, and that progress is happening for our students in terms of learning. The concept of motivating students to stay engaged, to become greater engaged in learning, is a constant issue for schools. There are many distractions to the learning experience. So what is the thing that causes young people to be motivated, focused and motivated around learning? What can schools do about it? That's the point at which we want to engage our students and our parents, our teachers, and our administrators in discussing today first. So here's a question that came from our studio audience. Charles Walker. Charles Walker, lift your hand and stand for us, Charles. Charles, tell us your question, please.
This can be directed towards Angelique Diaz. My question was, please clarify and identify your top priorities to diversify AP classrooms, AP programs in schools.
Yes.
Somehow I knew that the first question would be mine. And thank you, Charles, for asking that question, and also want to congratulate Charles, who this summer went to a program on the East Coast. I think it was at Princeton, really around this topic. So he's well versed in this. I think when diversifying the enrollment in AP courses, I think what we have to move toward is a system that eliminates as many of the obstacles for diverse groups of students to actually take the classes. We have to be able to establish relationships, and I'm talking about teachers mainly, and site personnel, be able to establish relationships and get to know students well so that you can encourage students who normally don't think about stretching themselves and taking advanced placement courses, but to get them motivated and make them feel like they can do it. And then once they're enrolled in the courses, create systems of support so that they're actually able to succeed. So it's a variety of different things. I think the other very important component of making sure what we're really talking about is all kids challenging themselves and taking the most rigorous courses that we offer. I think it's very important to have a well-structured system of counseling and guidance so that kids actually know their options and are presented those opportunities on an ongoing basis. And so if I, just kind of a short answer would be, get to know the kids well, establish relationships with them, remove obstacles for any kid who wants to challenge themselves and take more challenging courses, and then have a system of support once kids are in advanced placement courses to really be able to support them so that they do well in the courses.
Thank you. We've got a follow-up question that would really be pleased to be hearing from our student on this one. Angelique, if you can talk to us a bit about this question. It asks the other side of this coin, which is what is going to be done to motivate students so that the dropout rates are reduced?
I think that I would fairly agree on Mr. Edwin Diaz here by the teachers actually having a relationship with the students. I mean, that's really important in having a class. And just having a relationship with the students builds that trust, knowing that they have that comfort with the teacher, knowing that somebody is there to help them, knowing that somebody is there to help them step by step. And I think that's just mainly it. Just really building that strong relationship with your students is very important in order for a student to succeed.
Thank you. Is AJ Peck here? AJ, where are you? AJ asked that question. AJ, I want to ask you if you can follow up a bit, because you are a Blair student. And what do you think it would take to motivate the students at Blair?
Specifically at Blair, well, our teachers try to make connections with us specifically, but a lot of them, our classes are getting so huge, there's so many people, and the teachers can't really connect with us as much as they used to, in my classes. Well, I'm in all IB and AP classes, but the kids in regular classes, I look in their classes and there's 50 kids, and the teachers are spending more time trying to quiet them down. They can't really connect and say something or build relationships with those students. And I think it is important that teachers connect with their students in order for them to feel motivated to learn more.
Thank you, AJ. Bob Harrison. Can I come back to you, Tina? Can you talk a bit about AJ's concern about class size and this concept of motivating students to learn in the face of class size and or reduction in resources?
Well, I think she pointed out, I think I'm glad Angelique pointed out the relationship part, because I think that's at the basis of everything we do and throughout the district, whether it's administration with teachers, teachers with students, everybody with parents and that. So it's all stems from the relation, and I think what she's pointed out is how much more difficult that is in an era where hopefully the huge class sizes that she's talking about is the result of the first week of school, and a lot of those things will get ironed out. But it does point out, even if you have 35 in a class, how much more difficult that is, and how easy it is for some kids to fall through the cracks, unfortunately.
Tina, you've taught at high school and elementary. Talk to us about this concept.
Well, I really appreciate the perspective that both the students have given, and I wanted to add to that I think that the engagement doesn't start at high school. It begins the first day a child walks into one of our classrooms, their very first experience in school. And children need to be taught how they learn best. They need to know that they are powerful in their learning, and that they will develop talents, and they will have experiences, and that all of those things are within them, and that they control that. And so their engagement with school becomes their power in life. And so once we do that, then we have that engagement. They're able to direct and say, this is what I'm interested in. And they're able to speak for themselves and say, I want AP classes in this area, or I would like to have my school have a club in this particular area of interest. But I think it really does have to start very early on in the school.
Very good.